check-in. Center stage on the mic, and we're putting it on wax. It's the
news style.
Wow.
4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
What up?
Now, what if Mike D? Oh, did he? Is he the one that died?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Mike D was the one we don't talk about Mike D.
They just did.
Maybe in Pathfinder, which, you know, this is welcome to House Rules, by the way. This is House Rules.
Thank you.
We like to break all the copyright codes and say we're news. We're classified as news, so we're allowed to use these sources
It's fair use.
because we're talking about news that might affect your playing. And today we're here with David and Ryan again, House Rules. Nice job, Dave and Ryan. And we do have a very special guest, Nate. We'll leave it at Nate. If he wants to say his last name and be embarrassed on our podcast, he can.
They could look you up then.
Nate Barlow. I'm not embarrassed by anything.
He's not. That's really good. And today we're talking about this is House Rules, David. He's really into the beasties. So what do you see in Pathfinder 2 versus 1 that you don't like? The fact that DMs, if it's a tie on an initiative chart, that the DM always goes first?
Who wrote the rules?
Paizo.
DMs?
Eric Mona, one of those guys, Wesley, somebody did.
They all sound like DMs.
See, the DMs should be all powerful. They absolutely should have all advantage.
I like you, Dave. I always have.
You would.
And you know, Nate, you've played some RPG before,
But never Pathfinder, I have to say.
oh wow, we got a newcomer. Well, that's fun. What? And you guys have played other things, like you've played Wolf something.
Wolf something.
Yeah. And David, you've played
TM.
that thing you do with girls.
We're not supposed to talk about that legally.
Okay, so David's not confessing. But Pathfinder, as far as an RPG, pretty freaking rad. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's my most favorite.
You like math.
If you like, there's a lot of math.
Oh, I thought you said meth.
Yeah. Oh, math. That would be.
If you like meth, you'll probably like Pathfinder.
That'd be
as well.
Like both and like
I mean,
Breaking Bad.
diversify.
Right, Breaking Bad. If you like math. And so you guys have been here live at McLeod Ale in Van Nuys, California. Probably the best microbrewery around. David, you visit a lot. Oh, actually, Nate has a movie out, Water of Life. He's also been involved. You've been involved with a lot of stuff. This is Hollywood, after all. So all of our guests are going to be probably movie or something.
their hands in something, a million different things, right?
Yeah.
Not me.
Well, David flies in from San Fran. He's a little.
He's different.
He's different. He's always been different. But tell us about your movie. This is pretty cool.
It's a documentary called The Water of Life on the Craft of Scotch Whiskey.
Oh,
And
we all like whiskey.
Whiskey.
we are close to completion. We just did a couple pre-release screenings because we were invited to a couple.
Oh, we
events
didn't know
in-
that. We were here at McLeod Ale. There's no screen. We have
got
a
a screen?
We have a screen.
Well, we were
Yeah.
invited to a screening in Glasgow and in Nuremberg. So
You know what? I got to be honest. Nate, here at McLeod Ale, there's a committee called Playing D&D in a Castle While Drinking Beer. There's an entire committee. And there's a president of that committee who still has not found a castle for us to play in 2020.
That's coming up.
Not even a suggestion.
That would be Ireland.
Scotland. I mean, you can
Well,
buy
Glasgow.
some for not very much.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, you know what my mom said? She lives in she was in England for 9 years. She says Wales. You can literally there's castles everywhere, and you can rent a castle for like no money. It's like bed and breakfast stuff over there.
You could buy a small castle for the price of real estate in LA.
Well, the Welsh are lesser
Should we buy a
known
castle?
oppressed people.
I've
Wait a
They're
minute.
lesser known
Nate-
oppressed people.
Nate just said something very
You can
important.
buy it. There are small castles for sale in Scotland and Wales, which for the price of real estate here in LA.
Wow, he just laid the bomb. I think, David, maybe we change the committee name. buying a castle in Wales.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then
Yeah.
we can always play there.
That's true, but my friend Bob, I love Bob.
Bob?
He bought a castle in Scotland. He's retired now, so it's working out for him now. Do you know Bob Bibb? I hate to throw the name out there. Do you know Leslie Bibb? Have you the actress? She's cute, right? This is her uncle. And Bob and I used to work together, and he bought a castle in Scotland. I'm not even kidding. And he literally says this to me. He says, Spence, you can go anytime. Like, I'd love it if you went. And I go, okay. He goes, you just have to go up in the attic and flush the water systems. I'm just imagining it as
Like
the
multiple
worst.
systems.
Yeah, the worst job. It's sort of like cleaning out sewers in the 1500s or something.
That's
Like,
going to be one of the systems is the sewer system.
does anybody know what
Well,
that?
your job wouldn't be that bad. You're just taking a whole bunch of water and then just dumping it down like a sort of like a trough, and it would just wash out everything.
Yeah.
I don't
Gravity.
think that was that. I don't think that would be unless
Go
you have
down
to
the
stir
river.
up.
If you're up top,
Down the
you
middle
don't want
of
to
the
be
If you're
down
on top.
bottom.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the bottom.
You get
Warn people.
milk toast. If you're at the bottom. Not pretty. So you had a screening in Glasgow. Did we get the invite to Glasgow?
I don't remember.
People
I don't
listen
think
to
I
this
got that.
podcast, and the thing is, like, when they're, they get excited. So we get invited to a lot of like things, and I don't remember to be honest, I don't know if we would have made it to Glasgow unless the president of playing D&D in a castle while drinking beer actually booked us in Glasgow.
It seems like he's always filibustering.
It's a lot of democratic things happening here. Yeah.
He's supposed to be a king.
Yeah, we just put you in charge. This is like a dictatorship. You just do it.
What are you going to do with that kind of power?
Well, I'm more of an Irish whiskey drinker than a Scotch whiskey drinker. Except I believe that the Highland Scotches are sweeter than I can't stand peat.
Nate is here.
I absolutely can't stand peat. It drives me crazy. I don't like it in my beer.
What is
I don't like-
Stampede?
No, peat. I
Oh,
don't
peat.
like peat. Yeah,
Those
I don't
are
like
Islay.
smoky peat.
I wouldn't put peat.
Isla whiskeys are the ones which are known for the peat. There are some which aren't. Some of the Brooklotties are not.
Oh,
Did he just
But,
say he liked Irish whiskey?
Yeah, Irish whiskey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
says it's the peat.
no.
The island
yeah.
of Isla is where it's heavy peat.
My bad.
Highlands don't have so much peat. Lowlands are much milder. Depends on the region. But there can be some peated across all of Scotland. But where you think of peat, you think Isla.
Oh.
I thought you guys were talking about
Ireland. That's what I think, Pete. But
I thought you guys were talking about my first DM from high school, Pete Zielinski.
We were.
And I was like, why are you going to put Pete? And the funny thing
He's
is,
off on Isla.
I was literally just downtown at my friend's loft, and he was telling me next door there's this hotel, and there was a woman that was found in the water container upstairs, dead. And they had footage of her getting into this is several years back, she was getting into the elevator, and then she got out on the floor, and she kind of like was talking to somebody, and that was the last they knew. And 2 weeks later, everybody's complaining about the water. You know the story.
Yeah, I remember I had read about it.
Yeah. And I guess she was in that water tank. And there is my entire
She, like,
premise
fell in
for
or something?
the paranormal water show that we have on Snapchat right now. Thank you, Snapchat, for making Paranormal Divers happen. It's a spinoff of Ancient Aliens. We talk about a lot of things here, Nate. So back to your whiskey.
Well, what you need to do is you need to get that water from the dead lady and make a limited edition whiskey from it is what needs to happen.
That would sterilize it.
Well, there's vampire wine, and there's I've seen Gremlin beer, right?
Yeah, but that's based on nothing.
Dead lady water.
This is an actual dead lady.
I feel bad. She was like a Japanese, traveler. Oh, you looked at David.
Then
Are you saying David? Yeah, Ryan.
No, well,
just so you're listening.
It wouldn't be me. No, it would be either Japanese or German, one of the two.
Oh.
yeah, 'cause
then your ass is
He likes the
definitely getting
X's.
haunted.
If you're drinking that water,
No, your
Yeah.
ass is definitely getting haunted.
Will the haunting follow you no matter where? Once you've had that water, it's in your system.
Spiritually and physically.
Never seen The Ring or The Grudge. That all came from Japan.
I wonder what kind of yeasts that would come from that. I'm wondering
Many.
if you could pull out, like you could make all kinds.
What kind of
good
hops
stuff.
would you pair with these yeasts, David?
I don't know. That'd be maybe a Nelson hop. Maybe I don't know. With Dead yeasts. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Wow.
You gotta stay
Dead person
close.
yeast. Oh, I'm sorry. Dead person yeasts. Yeah.
There you go.
You want to talk into the mic.
Yeah.
A dead person
Eat that
yeast.
shit.
Yeast with
Well-
nice Nelson hops. Yeah.
Well, Nate, it was fun to have you on House Rules.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I think you guys have a thing in radio, as long as you're talking on the mic, Dave.
And that's the problem.
He's got to get closer there.
I love this. V came up. V's kind of a specialist in Vivek from Louisiana. He's got a palate for whiskey, and well, more IPA-ish, I guess. No,
I don't really have a palate for anything. I kind of like it all.
He's a good old Southern boy.
Rob, that's my mantra.
Yeah. I've actually been schooled in wine more than anything else because of my parents.
But we're probably going to
Where I
get pulled off of YouTube for playing Beastie Boys.
That's DMCA violation.
Love the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, they're going
But
to.
we're exempt because we're news.
Oh, that's right. We're news.
Weren't we talking about that lawyer that got shot?
We were.
I mean, we were reporting on that.
Did you hear
Oh,
about
that
this?
did happen.
Yeah.
I'll tell the story again, man.
Tell
Oh,
it.
here you go. This
So
is
in
crazy.
South Africa, this lawyer, she was investigating a case or whatever, and they were
Legit.
in court, and whoever brings out the evidence brought out a gun, put it down, and it accidentally discharged, and it shot her and killed her.
Wow.
And she's like a prominent lawyer too. It wasn't like
Just pulled down
just
the music.
some
Was.
like it was. It's terrible.
It is.
Why would they have a loaded?
That's what I thought. Why is there a loaded weapon in the
Damn, bailiff, do
And
your
it was
job.
it was a shotgun. Like the shotgun, it hit her straight in the hip, and she bled out and died. Oh.
This is not
It's not
a
even like
six-shooter. This
multiple
is a
rounds to get out.
fucking
You just
shotgun.
get
I know.
the shotgun shell out.
Yeah.
Fucking shotgun.
By the way, I thought we had problems here in the U.S. That's South Africa.
Gun
Bro,
control
there's
in the
problems.
court.
There's problems all over the world.
We need
Wow.
to fucking cut down on guns in courtrooms. Now.
Yeah, don't bring a gun into a
I'm
courtroom.
pretty sure it's
as
not
evidence.
legal already.
I'm just saying it happened.
It did.
I'd like to submit this as evidence.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of incompetence does it take to create that kind of problem?
I mean, there's a lot of people that fucked up at that point.
He pointed the gun at the assailant, and
I know. It's like you can't even really wrap your head around how that actually happened. You
It's-
know what I mean? Like, the more you think about it, and you're trying to, like, play it out in your mind, and you might want to even, like, say how this... It's like, I still cannot even come up with a scenario where this actually happens to somebody.
You think even if they weren't
like-
taking it out for safety, they take out the shells for comparison to whatever else was used is for ballistics.
Yeah, like...
oh, how bad would you feel if you were the person in charge of the evidence and you forgot to take the shell out?
I bet you that they're not allowed to take the shell out
I
because
bet-
it's
yeah, I was
evidence.
thinking the same
I
thing.
bet you
I
that
was
they
thinking the
put
same
this in
thing.
fucking notes, and no one,
You can at least turn
Read
the
the
safety
notes.
on, bro.
no one read the notes.
Do
I
shotguns,
guess-
do shotguns have
Can't touch
safeties?
it.
I don't know. I'd imagine they do.
I don't recall
Every-
the one or
I'm
two
pretty
times
sure
I
they have.
fired one.
David,
How
you
did
own a
that
shotgun,
work?
don't you?
I do. And if you get shot in the hip, how do you can't tourniquet that? How you will bleed out.
That's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
she
Yeah,
died.
you will bleed
Yeah,
out.
like-
Yeah.
She
Hip
dead.
injuries are
Yeah.
really bad.
Yep.
They're really bad.
Really bad. But you didn't answer the question. Are
Is
there
there
safety?
Is there safety on that
Well,
shotgun?
Yeah.
Dick Cheney.
Are you relating
No.
David to Dick
There-
Cheney?
Well, he shot his friend in the
yeah,
face.
he did. No, there is no shotgun. There's no.
By the way, the guy didn't die.
There's no safety on
There's
a
no
shotgun.
safety on a
See?
shotgun.
See, he put notes in.
No.
I guarantee
There's
you
no
he put
safety.
notes in.
And
I
I've
put
got a-
notes in
I've
shit.
got a-
No one reads that shit.
Yeah, I've got a
No one
Brunelli, and
downstream
you just go
read the
click,
notes.
click, or
Shell
clack,
still
clack.
in gun.
Yeah,
Shell still in gun.
yeah, yeah. The safety is there's no shell
shell.
loaded.
I love you guys.
Have you seen? There's
This is
another thing today. On a much lighter note, it was they have all those like wildfire cameras that they like put up in the woods and shit.
Oh, and they saved a koala. Did you see that?
well, I don't know. Did they?
Oh, it was
No, I heard
awesome.
about a lady going and
Yeah.
saving a koala.
That was
Oh,
cool.
it was just like they're just saying like the wildfire cameras are unintentionally catching a lot of people doing a lot of dumb shit.
Oh, boy.
Like videos of people doing stupid stuff.
Dave goes in nature a lot.
I do, and although I am not a greedy Republican, I do believe that we need to trim these forests back big time.
Do you not like Bush?
I do not like bush.
So Vermont style.
Well, I mean, you could trim the bush a little bit. I mean, it's all right.
You have to trim the bush.
There
a
should
lot.
be some Bush.
guys, I don't know if Nate
Dave
wants
likes
to.
kids.
Does
He
Nate?
wrote just bald as
What
shit.
happened? Did
Does
somebody
Nate
say that?
want to promote his movie on this podcast? Or is that another podcast?
I don't know
That's
if we
another one.
ruined
I don't know.
your
I mean,
entire
what's the premise of your movie? Does
Well, it
it
is
fit
whiskey.
within our?
Well, loaded dice rollers.
Yeah, it
Fits with that.
Loaded is definitely part of it. But
Enough whiskey, you will be loaded.
This is how we sound after whiskey. So.
What platforms, or is it going to theaters or?
In the process of selling it, so
Oh, very cool.
we're probably gonna be done with the final cut. Well, almost done with the edit, but the whole product by the end of the year, very beginning of next year.
And you guys have a website?
Yes, wateroflifefilm.com.
Wateroflifefilm.com.
I honestly will say that I've seen somebody link to it on Facebook already.
Could be GM McLeod's.
It might have been, or like
That guy
Craig
rocks.
or
That guy
something.
rocks.
Yeah.
He's kind of
he does.
weird though.
It's totally weird.
He makes these weird jingles. I'm not sure how I feel about him right now.
Something
Was that him? I
stupid.
thought that was fan mail. He just needs auto tune.
He needs.
That's all he needs.
I would
Learn the
love to
tools.
hear that fan music come in auto tune.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to pay for GM McLeod's auto tune, just write him on Facebook.
He's got a PayPal.
It's
I'm
not.
Sure.
It's not really him scoring the stuff, but he could surely buy it and auto tune.
That homeless
whoever's
guy did pretty good.
sending the stuff in.
He did pretty good. Did you supply the guitar?
Yeah. Well, that might have been another person, but yes. Now this is news. You've been joined at House Rules. Nice job. We'll go out with that music because it's what we're used to at House Rules. David, thank you for coming down from San Francisco.
thank you very much. Thank
Did
you
you
for
fly
having
down
me.
just for this?
Just for this?
Thank you, special guest Nate, for sharing Water of Life, wateroflife.com.
Thank you for having me and letting me talk about it.
Dude, it was very informative. And V, thanks for chiming in about a whole lot of.
Always, man.
How do you say that in the South, Louisiana?
Same shit you say, bro.
Whole lot of. All right, guys. Till next time. This has
Actually, we
been
wouldn't
House
say
Rules.
anything that retarded, so it's good.
Oh, there you go. We just made it up
Ooh,
here
we
in
can't
LA.
say that word.
Why? Retarded. The actual term retarded is just means slow.
Or worn down?
Ooh, we can't say that word.
Fire
I'm
retarded.
sorry. I'm part of the censor.
He's from San Francisco.
Yeah, you know what?
He's from San Francisco.
I'm a censor, and I'm pretty
This-
uptight.
Take
This-
me off the air. Take me off.
Cut it!
I mean, we're
Boy,
gonna have to have a PC term
can
for
say
fire
porn.
retarded, like fire.
man.
Yeah, I said
Gentler fire.
retardant, bro.
Oh, retardant. Oh, very good. Very good. That's.